backhand, Barron frontside. Connor, one of the biggest guys on tour, has now kind of been celebrated for maybe having the most powerful backhand attack out of anybody on the top 34, Mitch.
Lupo, I'd put him up there. One of the best goofy footers in recent years that have qualified for the CT. So catching up on some replays, Jill. It's just a couple of small scores for Connor right here at 2.33. So strong first turn, a fall in the theory, and then Barron was also able to get things going right there. This is a 5-5, so the kid that I still expect a lot more from him. We've seen him succeed over in Hawaii, of course. You know, winning at Sunset at 2 times over at Pipe. Great flow. I love the attack right there, and just we talk about the element of speed being so necessary right here at this wave, Joe. Great use of it right there.
And not looking at someone's...
I remind him every day of he's such a good surfer. He reads the wave so well, and his heats, the last few heats he had were so smart. And yeah, El Salvador is the best performance wave, and we have Connor right now.
Here we go. Connor O'Leary stepping into his third wave so far in the matchup. Carving a slip up there.
Yeah. Those lumps and bumps are so hard to navigate sometimes, especially on the backside, because you don't necessarily see it coming.
Barron Mamiya's got some room to really rush this section. He is flying right now. Frontside grab. Great landing to beat a section above the lip. Now setting up a nice fun pocket section. It's a lip slide with the fins out. He's looking like he's surfing with conviction at the moment.
Dude.
Nice power carve, kind of 2 for
That's
1 that
wave.
last section. And Barron just gave us a lot there, Anat.
A lot of energy, a lot of feistiness, you know, showing us his air game. He's not only a barrel guy, he can surf those hard and small waves. And yeah, Barron just gave us another complete wave.
Not anybody who's been a fan of Chucky Dolian's Snap series, you see this in these videos. Straight air right there with the grab, comes out of it, and as you said, just super good energy right here. Not he makes sure to keep that speed up right here, regain it. This turn is insane right there in the pocket with so much froth to be able to control it, and I'm a huge fan of this carve right here. Brings it down all the way with a ton of intensity. Fits in the 2 for 1. Should be the BOH right here, Joe.
Look at this. That's that classy little stylish frontside grab. Let's go early. And then fills in the soft spot well. The wave changes shape so much down the stretch of the wave, and not. He did well to read it with variety.
Yeah, he's definitely fitting all of his power into the right places of the wave. You can see he has a lot of speed in every turn he had. It gave us a lot of variety of his turns, and you know, all you need to do is just tack to finish, and that's exactly what he did.
Looks like he's on a great board.
I'll give it to the fans. You know, they're the best. I cannot thank them enough. And yeah, back to the sea. Barron is looking for more, while Connor is going to wait for a good one.
That's right. Connor O'Leary holding down priority, representing Japan, raised in Cronulla, just like Mark Akalupo. And
I wish I had more like I draw sometimes, but I don't anymore. But yeah, these days I'm pretty obsessed with surf.
I like that. That's a good place to be. Connor O'Leary driving off the bottom. Wow. There's that big vertical he's famous for. Whitewater sections is going to reroute the second turn. It'll be just a little fade. He's hoping this wall starts to show some more promise down the line. Just another swing back into the pocket. Not giving him a big wall to coil up on just yet, but he's found it. Bang, right off the lip line.
Those legs are burning.
Yeah, some of the strongest legs on tour.
Oh.
Hits that section well, finds his feet through the finishing move, and steps off. So a hard-working wave. Started off well with a giant vertical, and then when it kind of went flat and a little out to sea, he did well to stay light in his feet and transition, Mitch.
Need to get a score on the board and break that mini combo that you're in at the moment.
Anat, tell us about this first turn.
Oof. Connor has this verticality that nobody has on tour. I feel like he was reading the wave, he was milking it all the way through. I feel like after that first section he didn't have much to do with. So every section he got, he just pushed against it and just made sure he has at least, I don't know, an average score to work with. You know, he has 7 minutes remaining. He's gonna have to start working with any wave he gets. And again, like you said, there weren't a lot of waves coming, so he did everything he could and finished it off well.
Great job for Connor O'Leary. Tahiti with a spot in the final 5 on the line.
Comeback win, too,
winner
for
takes
that
all.
guy, yeah.
You know, they have so much great history, and as surf fans, we're lucky that we're seeing that as early as the 3rd round. Big wind-up for Connor O'Leary. Setting up another big off the top, moving quickly down the line, and he looks so connected to his surfboard and not. That was a nice read for a kind of a running right that fast.
That was one of those waves that only Connor can make a score out of, you know. It was a very fast wave. I'm sure it was not the wave that he was looking for, but I think it was more of a confident booth. He has 3 minutes. Everything can change in those 3 minutes. You never know. Maybe a set with 50 waves will come. You know, everything can happen with the ocean. This sport is exciting, and that's what we're here for.
What'd you see, Mitch?
Yeah, good heat win here by Barron, though, Joe.
Just such a classy performance from the man from the North Shore of Oahu. Barron Mamiya will take the last wave and ride his way into round 3 here in El Salvador. Working hard to put together such a great game on the open face, and his best score featured a nice frontside air to start with some risk to beat the section. Shows how explosive he has with that tail slide as well. Looking dangerous to make it to finals day.
So, Barron, the first thing I did when I came down here was I was chatting to your coach Luke, and he said, just surf such a good heat. I mean, you got your scores at the start. You had Connor in combo for a little while, and then you just rounded it out perfectly. Did it feel like a heat where you just found your form, both surfing and competitively?
Yeah, I feel like the last few events, my form has been really good. Like, I think I've been surfing the best I've ever surfed, and I've gotten some really good, you know, in free surfs and stuff. But I think, you know, I'm just a free surfer at heart. I love to just surf, you know, and in the competitive arena, you have to play the game. And I think in the last few events, I didn't really play that game, and I got hung up in a few weird situations and just not using priority correctly and making mistakes. And I really, really, you know, just tried to focus on that and be present in the moment and, you know, just surf what's in front of me and not get too ahead of myself. And, you know, it ended up working out. And, you know, Connor's such a great surfer. Obviously, we know how good his backhand is. He's won J-Bay, made the final at Snapper. And, you know, I'm just, you know, I knew it was a tough match. So I just was like, okay, I'm just going to surf and see where I'm at halfway through the heat and then go from there.
I feel like when you touch on those last few events as well, there'd be a lot of people back home, obviously friends, families, or just Barron fans across the world that would almost have a bit of a sigh of relief moment with you making this heat right now. Do you feel like this reopens the floodgates for you to just keep finding more rhythm as you go through the draw?
Yeah, the year's still young, you know, and this is our 5th event, and yeah, I'm just, you know, the back half of the year is more catered to my surfing and what I like. So getting some early results here and, you know, just seeing where I'm at the end of the year. And, you know, it was nice to get to go home after Australia and New Zealand. I got to, you know, see my family, see my fiance, and we got to have a good time. And it was just a nice reset. And, yeah, I'm excited for the back half of the year and to see what happens.
Now, before I let you go, all of us commentators have been like geeking out on surfboards all day. Yours would be the most interesting I've seen though. Is this a carbon and PU that I'm seeing?
Yeah, so what happened was me and Britt were working on boards in the off season, and the back is it's like a carbon fiber like powder thing. It's called the ECT, that's what they call it. And then the front is just normal, so it's just white. So where your foot is, you feel just, you know, like it's a normal surfboard, but you get this same flex as the carbon, and it gives me a little more spark. And like, you know, I've been riding it the last few events, and it works really good. They're expensive to make, but Britt's been super, you know, great and pumping them out. But yeah, he's made, this one is absolute magic. The one I had at Snapper was amazing too. And it was a 6.5. This is a 6.1, and this one's a squash tail, actually, surprisingly, because I never order squash tails, and it was absolute magic, and I'm super stoked on it.
If it goes missing, don't come looking at me. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks so much for your time, Barron.
Right on, thank you.